was a radio guy. When I came in the Army, I was a radio guy. It's always an interesting story. I had coming out of high school. I got to go down to. I live in Tampa, right? So I got to come down here for baseball, and it didn't go very well for me, right? So when that shifted my future, I really didn't have any aspirations of doing anything in real life. And my buddy had joined the Army about 7 months before, and like I hung out with him all the time, and like I was really bored now because like dude, he ain't around, and I'm like, man, this sucks. So I decided that, let me go down to the military folks and see, and saw the commercials, talk to the recruiters. I talked to the Marines, talked to the Army, talked to the Air Force. Those are the only three. I didn't talk to the Navy, not for any reason, but just I didn't. And the only thing that really came out of it was, man, I want to jump out of a plane, man. I like to like jump out of planes. That'd be cool. Like I'd never done it at that point, so I talked to the Army and I was like, what jobs allow for that to happen? And they went through a list of things like infantrymen and different jobs. And I was like, I don't plan to do this forever. So I'd like to have a skill set that I could kind of grab, learn, and get out and use, right? And so that was the plan. And the Army said you could jump out of planes to do it. So I was like, awesome. So I joined the Army. And then 20 years later, I got out, right? So I stayed for 20. Like I joined for 4, but stayed forever, it felt like, right? I'd still be enough if my body wasn't broken, but my body's broke, so I'm not really staying. But it was fun. So, but being a radio guy, it was interesting, man. Like, 'cause you see it in the movies, right? And when you saw it in the movies, you see a bunch of dudes walking, a guy with the antenna sticking out of his back, and he's calling in the radio. And then he always gets shot in the face, and then the commander has to grab the mic and all that stuff. But I was like, I didn't want like in my mind like that. Like I didn't want to get shot in the face, right? Like I was just cool with talking on the radio, right? So, but at the end, that's kind of like what really inspired. I mean, I just wanted. I was physically fit. I was able to run. I could ruck. I mean, I could do all the things, and then put on radio, jump on a plane. It was like really like as Hollywood as it was going to be. I was going to be an infantryman. I mean, could I have done it? Maybe. I mean, I know a lot of infantry guys. I worked in a lot of infantry units, and they're phenomenal. We'd compete with each other because. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that we would say back and forth, and I won't say them here because some of those are kind of vulgar. Like, it's not even just bad words. Like, I could use bad words all day long, but vulgarities, I get a little uncomfortable, right? But anyway, that competition bred so much, just good results, and it was fun. So yeah, man, I can go on days for stories of my time there. It